Um, Welcome to the Marco and Philip show. No, fuck me. It's a very early show. Kom.
Oké, even doen maar even over.
Nee, maar laat gewoon aanstaan.
anders-
Ik knip
Ja,
het anders wel
maar-
uitknippen, dus het maakt niet uit.
Oké,
Oké.
doe even de
Fairly-
nee, gewoon de early show.
Early show.
Oké.
Welcome to the early show. I'm your host, Marco Bavelaar. And this is my one and only guest for today, Philip Gerards. Philip is the writer of his book. There's
One of
what
the
was your
authors.
book? One of the
Authors.
authors of the book.
Author.
What's the name of your book, Philip?
Intercultural sensitivity
Okay,
from
interesting.
denial to intercultural competence.
Oh, nice. And what's like the main subject of your book?
Well, it describes the differences between different cultures
Okay.
all over the world.
So like
Different
really
factors.
comparing different cultures, or you are like comparing like the main aspects of the culture. So like, what are the main important parts, like the pillars you can take out of it? And,
Yeah, I can give you an example.
Okay.
If you, I have family in the Netherlands, I
Yeah.
have family in Spain.
Okay.
If you compare those, you can first you look at the Netherlands, where we have a feminine society,
Yeah.
individual society, which means that we're focused mainly on ourselves, and we live.
I wouldn't say we're all focused on ourselves.
No, but if you compare it,
Okay.
I will get to it later.
Okay. Sorry.
But in the feminine society, we're more for caring for each other. Also, if you look at our healthcare,
Yeah.
well, it's all about caring. That's the perfect example for caring for each other.
Yeah.
Quality of life.
Yeah, but that's why you wouldn't say we live in an individual culture.
No, that's a good. That's a good. Come on. That's a good point, but
Yeah.
yeah.
But the individual culture doesn't stand for only taking care of yourself. It's more
No.
like you, the individual, is more. You can be open, free to yourself or something, or what is it exactly?
But if you look at the society in Spain,
Yeah.
it's focused on winning, achieving, working, driven by competition, achievements, success. It's in the Netherlands. It's more caring for each other.
Yeah.
And caring for the way of life, your quality of life is
Yeah.
the most important thing. Where in Spain, you are who you are because of your successes, because of your work experience, where you work.
So like your social position in Spain is a lot more important compared to the Netherlands.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like if you're there a doctor, like how people view you is way better than like when you're a doctor in the Netherlands. Okay.
Exactly.
Well, that makes
And
sense.
yeah.
Well, it makes sense. I can understand that people like few other people in that way if they have a different, special kind of profession, for example, like
Yeah.
the step of being a doctor. But it's like if you compare it to Spain, but like if you go to a more culture that I think is closer to us, like America, is there a lot of differences between cultures? Like if we take healthcare, for example.
Yeah. That's the perfect example, because healthcare in the Netherlands, it shows again the feminine society in the Netherlands. We have a caring society because, I've named it before, because the healthcare in the Netherlands is all about the richest people pay for the poor.
Okay.
Everyone is insured.
Yeah. Because that's mandatory, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And in the United States,
It's not.
it's not mandatory.
No, exactly.
And you must have heard stories about people who couldn't afford their healthcare, who
Yeah.
were just dumped out of the street.
I think
Drunk
we
on the
all have
street,
heard
yeah.
stories of like insured people that like go to the hospital and don't have the money for it, and then,
Yeah,
like they
and
get a
it's-
bill afterwards, so like
Yeah.
they need to
And
pay
they-
like 10 years of interest to pay for their hospital bills.
Exactly. And in the Netherlands, you don't have that big of a problem. Of course,
Well,
smaller
yeah, that is.
specific medicine and so, but
Yeah, but then
in
what you see
general-
like in Dutch politics right now is like about the own risk you have. Like you have to pay your own
Yeah,
risk, but it's
yeah.
like something completely else when you compare it to
No.
the United States, because then you have to
and
pay
it's way lower.
360 euros or something maximum
At
for
max,
each year.
at max.
And
And in the United States,
It's $360,000. So you have to pay for it.
everything.
Yeah, okay.
Everything
What I
yourself.
also saw about American healthcare, it's very like capitalism is really integrated into the healthcare. Like the Netherlands, it's just like it's also not state-run hospitals, but it's like private companies.
Yeah.
But the state is watching very closely to it and monetizing it.
So many rules. They
So
have
many
to
rules and
live
like for
up
the
to.
prices as well, and that's not the case in America. I saw a documentary a few weeks ago about the pharmaceutical industry in America, like
Yeah.
just mostly the entire world, like how those companies work, and they are the main reason the medical bills are so high, especially in America, because no one is insured, and they can just drive up the prices so high that no one can pay them.
Exactly. And you also one of the things in America where it started with the medicine for HIV.
Yeah,
Exactly what you mentioned. He drove up the price
So much.
like 1,000 times more expensive.
yeah,
It's possible there.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, I think it's also possible in the Netherlands, but I think like the politics will go after the company if you do stuff like that. Like they won't allow it as much.
No.
But that's like also like the Netherlands and America are both capitalist countries, but very differently. I think we can say like the Netherlands is a social capitalistic country, and America is just capitalistic completely. So like everything is free. The government has to interfere as less as possible. Of course, you have two parties, you have the Democrats and the Republicans. But I think we can say like the Republicans are very right, and the Democrats
if you
are
compare
also
to the
right,
Netherlands, in a-
but less right
Yeah.
than the Republicans. If you compare it to Dutch politics, exactly.
If you look at the most left party or the most right parties here,
Yeah.
they are still considered left in the United States.
I think you could say that, yes.
Yeah.
Except if you look at the Dutch party, like the Social Party, the SP, I think if you
That-
show that to American people, they
Yeah,
think it's
but-
communist or
yeah,
something.
Exactly that. Yeah, they consider you a communist.
If you like vote for that party, what I could understand, because I'm not like really a voting left voter, you could say. I'm more like well to the right side of the spectrum.
Okay.
But
That's okay because in comparison it's still left.
it's for Americans. It's
Yeah.
still left yeah, your company. Yeah, well, I think what's happening in the last few years with the VVD, like the most right party in the Netherlands, except if you don't count in the PVV, but the PVV is only right on the immigration part, because everything else
They're still left.
they're very left except immigration. On immigration they're right, so that's really weird on the PVV part. But I think they have done quite a few things that are pretty right of the spectrum in politics if you look at the Netherlands for the VVD, because Netherlands is very well integrated with like social plans. So when when you don't have a job, you get more money. When you're not able to work, you get money. And the VVD has been the last few years like making sure people get less money for not working. And I think I'm a right person, but I think it's good to help the people that need it. So I don't think we should do that too much.
Yeah.
Even though
But in the Netherlands you always have a gap. You know, you are always insured of
certain income.
certain income,
Yeah.
exactly. Even if you don't own a house or something like that, you still have a bit of income to just stay alive.
Yeah.
And the government helps you to search for a job, job interviews. But
I think they also give you training. They can give you or like help you with the training, right? So if you're like
yeah,
not
but
skilled enough to do a job.
but there's always a factor. You have to put effort in yourself.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
If
But
you-
that's understandable,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
That's like only better. Yeah, that's very logical. At least in my point of view. And then like if you look at also like the culture differences between the Netherlands and America, United States. If you look at public transport, are there like big differences there? Like also like if you look at your book, can you like name some differences?
In the Netherlands, almost everyone travels by bike or public transport.
Also quite a few people use a car, of course.
No, yes, of course. But in comparison to like Australia, where the distances are so big,
Yeah, of course.
you need to have a car
Yeah.
for everything, And in the Netherlands, you can survive
Only
without a bike, without
without
a car.
with a bike.
Yeah, if you just have a bike, you can
Almost everything.
almost do everything.
Yeah.
If your job is nearby.
Yeah, I think if you look at Australia, if you live like in the middle of nowhere, you want to do groceries.
Yeah,
it's like a 2-hour car
yeah,
ride
yeah,
or something.
but still, if you want to go grocery shopping
Yeah.
and you live in the suburbs, it's still half an hour.
Really?
Yeah, in some places it is by car, and in the Netherlands, if you bike to I don't know to the nearest shop, it's like max 10 minutes most
Yeah.
of the time. I think
Yeah, that's really fun. Like the Dutch culture is a really biking culture, even though we don't win a lot of prizes with bicycle races. So like the Tour de
Yeah.
France
Well,
and
Dumoulin.
Dumoulin with the Giro, right?
Yeah,
He was
yeah,
second this year and he was first last year, so he's
Yeah.
doing good in the Giro. But
Yeah.
like the real race for cycling is the Tour de France.
Yeah,
But
true.
last couple of years, who was the last Dutch person that won it? Was that some?
I have no
I
idea.
have no
I have
idea.
no
I don't
idea.
even know. I'm sorry, people at home. But at least we bike a lot, but we're not good at competitive biking.
No.
At least not in real and
Oké,
speed running.
zullen we nu even afvallen?
Ja.
En dan gaan we kijken naar...